We are live here. Episode, what'd you say, 8? We're on episode 8?
I think it was 23.
We're on episode 8. We're on Mamba number 8 of Pretty Bad
It was
Sports
Kyle Duggar,
Podcast.
23.
And then, the
He's
official
got the high noon
non-sponsor.
out here. Look at that.
Always. The official non-sponsor of the show.
He's ready.
High noon.
He's ready.
Cheers to that. We all got our Patriots gear on, except for John.
Look there.
Flair, what's going on? Why are you rocking the Chiefs gear today?
You know why I'm rocking the Chiefs gear? You wanna break right into that? You know why? Because I think Patrick Mahomes is going to be the greatest quarterback of all time.
Jesus Christ. All right, well, that's a good thing we're on, episode 8. This is a good thing that it's a Patriots edition because no one wants to hear that take, John.
That's all good. Hey, fuck all you Patriots stands going back and forth between fucking Flair and Mac and Zappy. Hey, listen, love Bailey Zappi. Think he's going to be something, but I just think, listen, dude, we're watching a GOAT evolve right now. What did he do last night?
Buddy, I don't want to hear Kermit the Frog talk on to the
radio. I'm here.
Not a fan.
I'm here.
But all right, hey, let's break it down and get on. Let's get into a little Patriots talk here, right, fellas? I mean, where do we want to start? I say we start with the old quarterback, the quarterback room. I say we break it down a little.
You want to go with Zappy versus Mac right now? You want to start out with I know we talked about Zappy versus Mac. What did we say last week, right? Let's bring that up real quick. I think all three of us had the same thing, right? If Zappy comes out and shows that he can throw the ball and manage the game efficiently with the run,
what'd he do?
He would be the starter. Exactly. What did he do?
I've been saying this since preseason.
Hey, listen, I had a friend today who is a very, very solid person when it comes to watching the statistics. And I asked him, I said, is Bailey Zappi, I'm in a dynasty league with him. I said, is Bailey Zappi the best pickup of my dynasty year this year? Because I joined into the league with a terrible team and started picking up boomer bust players. And you know what he said? He said the Patriots spent solid draft capital on Mac Jones, and he's going to get as many chances as he can.
That probably makes sense.
Oh, does it make sense? So Marcus Cannon that we traded to the fucking Bucks? We spent, a first-round 27th pick, and we gave him up for a 5th-round pick? I think if there's any team in the league that will piss on draft capital, it's the New England Patriots.
Yeah. Jack Mason, not Marcus Cannon's actually bad.
No, you're right.
This is what you get for wearing a Chiefs uniform. This is what.
I'm sorry.
Chiefs guy. Sorry, guys. You got this all wrong.
Oh yeah. So sorry. I mixed up my lineman here, and Diesel's fucking heated at me. But seriously, if there's any team in the league that will piss on draft capital, it's us. I'm not wrong with that, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
We piss on draft capital nonstop because we hold our players to a higher fucking standard than the others. I'm telling you right now, I think what Zappy did this weekend, I mean, we all talked about it collectively. Everyone here took the Patriots, and we took them pissing all over this team as an ideal situation.
Yep, so, I said that they were going to take care of business, win by multiple scores, 29-0. And my boy Zappy goes 17 for 21, 188 yards, 1 touchdown, and I say 0 interceptions because Brain. Whose fault is that interception? I know you want to talk about that a little bit.
Bench warmer, Nelson Aguilar.
He should get rid of his first name. Is what I think.
Nelson.
I don't like
disrespecting you, buddy.
He is
Nelson Slot Boy Aguilar.
Buddy, he's just a turnover machine. I'm praying for the guy that just get out of bounds or just drop to the ground. He makes a great move and catches the ball.
I know, right? And that's the painful part with him. But I mean, this week, no excuses. That thing, that hit him right off the dude.
Oh, that was terrible.
And
terrible. And you know what, dude? I think as much as, and I mentioned this last episode, as much as I wasn't big on him, I'm going to take a step further, even though he didn't do much this week. I think that Nelson Aguilar's position is much better held in the hands of Tyquan Thornton. Let's just put him in there, man. Let's take that downfield threat that drops the ball and give it to someone that can make a big play. And not only that, he's young. Yeah. He's young and he's got that fire, bro. Yeah. He's young and he's got that fire. Let's see what he can do. First week back, I'm okay with it. He got that dog in him, though. He even came back.
First week back, he had 2 receptions. Not, he got just a little bit of
3, right? What did he get? 3 targets? He didn't get a lot of targets.
Yeah, 3 targets. You're right, actually.
He didn't get a lot of targets.
3 targets. Not a lot of targets. I don't think he played
didn't get
a lot, but he still got 2 catches.
He didn't get a lot of snaps.
2 catches, so we'll take it. You know what I mean? We're just trying to get him back into it. He's coming off an injury. He's a rookie. You know what I mean? You don't need to put any pressure on him at this point in the season, right? We just need to get him back healthy, get him involved slowly, and I think he'll find his way.
I think he'll be okay. I'm much more high on him this week than I have been in a long time, and even though he came off a slow week, I'm much more high on the Tyquan Thornton.
No, Doyle, you'll like this. I mean, Hunter Henry came alive a little bit this week. It seems like Bailey Zappi was looking for him this week. 4 receptions this week out of Bailey Zappi's, what did I say? He had
17 for 23 or something?
Yeah, 17, 4 of them to the tight end, Hunter Henry. We wanted to see him get involved.
Listen, we said tight ends were going to get the ball, and I was watching this the other day. I rewatched our podcast, and I said, you know what? They didn't really blow up as hard as we were gassing them. But when you think about 17 completions, and 4 of them went to Hunter Henry, and he had a decent amount of yards, we were kind of right. We were right. And the running backs fucking balled. Everything we said that was going to happen basically happened. And the number one thing that we said that was going to happen that happened is that Bill Belichick shits on mid quarterbacks. Fuck Jared Goff, man. He's never going to have a good game against Bill Belichick. I promise you that.
And Belichick seems to be his enemy, huh?
That was a number one offense.
Every time the Detroit Lions snapped the ball last week, it looked like the first 3 reads were covered. And not only covered well. And that is what Bill Belichick does. What did I say, boys? What did I say? They don't have a lot of options, right? The sun god was back, but he wasn't really was he actually back? Like I felt like someone said he was going to play, and then I really didn't see him at all. I didn't see any catches, nothing like that. But when you have a player like Hawkinson and you have a player like Jamal Williams, the Patriots key in on what you're going to do. Hawkinson, I played him in a league. It was pathetic.
He sucked. He sucked a lot.
Doyle, do you think that Doyle, do you think there's any chance that Mac Jones plays this week?
He's been practicing. I mean, he did a full practice last week leading up to this game.
So you think the Patriots are going to rock with our boy Zappi again, or what are you thinking here, Doyle?
I'm hoping they give Zappi another chance. At this point, I want to see if the kid can get two good games in him right here. And definitely going against a better team in the Browns. You got a really good defense over there and a good run game. So
yeah.
I would like to see them play the
games out of Mac that looked astronomically better than Zappi did last week.
Honestly, Zappi's like 1 touchdown. What's he? Only 1 touchdown less right now than Mac.
Yeah, I mean Mac obviously, he's in a tough position as well. I mean I think the offense has gotten better as a whole entire unit throughout these weeks as well. So I mean we got to give Mac the benefit of the doubt there.
You said we've gotten better, but going into next week, who were we missing?
What do you mean, who are we missing? Oh, Damien Harris.
Damien Harris is
out. Well, hey, guess what? No problem, because we got fucking Ramondre Stevenson.
We got 230
back. 161 yards last week, 25 carries.
And listen to me, the problem with that for a Mac Jones is that Mac Jones was just like Zappi was. I'm not saying that Zappi will be astronomically better without him, but just like Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi, same situation. The 2 running backs helped you a ton. Look at Zach Wilson right now. Look at fucking Baker Mayfield 2 years ago with the Browns.
Who would be the next guy up on the Patriots to get some carries?
Pierre Strong, rookie.
Okay, I got him. I don't hate him at all. He's just like in my opinion, he's just like what we would need out of a James White. I just think he's way too early in his development to take on the same type of role.
That brings me to my next question. Do you guys think he gets, 10 carries or so this week? Or do you think they just give Ramondre Stevenson another 20 to 25?
I think Pierre Strong could potentially see 10 carries, but I think that no matter what, if you're picking a running back out of New England, it's stupid to do anything but touch Ramondre. I also think that playing a Pierre Strong, coming from someone who has him in a dynasty league, right? He's on my taxi squad.
I'm not even talking fantasy football. I was just talking in general.
He could get a couple good plays, but the problem is
that touch him in fantasy football.
No, I wouldn't either, because the James White role that he is eventually supposed to fill is good for a quarterback like Brady. It's not what we've seen out of Mac, or I don't care who plays a quarterback, Cam Newton, Mac, Hoyer, or Zappy. I'm not even going to expect more than 20 to 30 yards out of someone like Pierre Strong this week. I don't think we're going to give him enough opportunities unless he breaks one away. I think Mondre is going to be our number one go-to. I think we're going to stick to that run game, and I think the tight ends continue to feed, and that's it. And Jacoby Myers looked great with this week too. I think that he'll probably continue to feed as he has. He's not a must start, but he's still consistent.
Jacoby Myers has been very, very good. I mean, a must starts are always kind of tough in the Patriots offense. I mean, not very often do we have a must start. I mean, we're known for kind of spreading the ball out a bit and being versatile, where a guy like Zappy can come in and get some wins. Doyle, I got a question for you, buddy. What was your favorite thing you saw out of Bailey Zappe this week? What excites you out of him out of a fan?
Honestly, I was really impressed how comfortable he was in the pocket, man. He was like, felt like he just was, Damien looked like a rookie. He was just stepping up in the pocket. Like, there would be pressure on him, steps up in the pocket, gives himself more time to make the easy throw, man. And he's kind of like, people shitting on him how slow he is. He has enough speed to get away. I mean, I'm pretty sure he shook Aiden Hutchinson right out of his boots, dude.
He did. He made a nice move there. And now, did he throw it, or did he gain like 5 yards or so? I forget. I think he threw it, right?
Yeah, I think he threw it. I don't know if he made the completion, but all I know is he shook Aiden.
Yeah, I remember that. He was able to get away, which, as we haven't seen much of that as a Patriot fan out of our quarterbacks. Because although Matt can move a little bit, like he's not. I haven't seen him make moves like Zappe did. Like there, it wasn't anything crazy, but like you said, he did shake an elite defender there, and that's good to see.
Yeah, I like it. I want to give Zappe another shot at it with this week upcoming with the Browns. I want to see what he's got. Definitely a better pass rush coming after him.
Friggin' one. Oh, that's Carey. What did he do this week? Did he have a good week or what?
Oh, he got spanked by Billy on the sideline, buddy.
One reception again. Yeah, I did see that.
You don't argue with Bill, buddy.
Well, it didn't look like he. Do you think he was arguing with him? I think he fucked up on the field. It looked like he was accepting the coaching. I didn't think he was arguing with him.
Yeah,
maybe I saw it wrong. You think they were arguing?
I don't know. The way he was talking to Bill looked like he was butthurt with Bill. Yeah. Whatever Bill was telling to him.
Pick Flair, did you see that at all? Do you think that Belichick was, or obviously he was yelling, but do you think Kendrick Bourne said anything out of line to Belichick, or do you think that he was getting coached next?
Well, here's the thing, right? I think that when you talk about out of line with Belichick, I think that what he said was probably out of line in terms of what Belichick thinks, but I don't think it was out of line in terms of what I think most wide receivers that can make plays would say. So like an OBJ freaking out on the sideline, it's okay because we talked about it last week. He's a fiery player. He wants to win. He gets frustrated when he's not winning. The problem with what I saw with Kendrick Bourne this past weekend is that he's had spurts. He's had good, little, electric moments. He's just not been something where like, I don't think if we traded him right now, like many teams would be like, oh, we need him as a player. Like, I think he's almost the same exact player that he was on the 49ers. He's a great number 2. He can make electric plays, but to be in a Bill Belichick offense, you have to not care about getting the ball all the time, and you have to care about making the most of when you do get the ball. So I think that argument was probably valid. I think it was a little bit of tit for tat. The problem that I have with it is like, dude, we're fucking blowing them out. Like, I know we weren't at that point, but I don't think there was anyone, and I know we were all talking in the group chat during the game. I know you guys had a little bit of a worry for what we were doing in terms of game plan. I didn't. I was watching that game and I was thinking, dude, this is exactly what we thought. We were going to run the ball a ton. We were going to slow play it, and then the play action was going to work. Look what happened. The play action started working, and we rolled right over them. Jared Goff cannot keep up with the Bill Belichick defense, and the Detroit Lions defense cannot keep up with the Bill Belichick run, pass, run.
Speaking of defense, Doyle, I think you wanted to mention one of the dogs over there on the defensive side of the ball this week.
But yeah, this Jack Jones kid's starting to really turn into something, and I like how cocky he is right now. I mean, I mean, I know he got called out by Ty Law, which is respectful, but I mean, dude, this kid's backing up his talk right
Hey,
now.
he did his thing. He did his thing this week.
He's
He's
looking like
just got to
another
keep it going.
gem. Looking like another gem, Bill Belichick, making us look stupid. All questioning why we got rid of J.C. Jackson, and here's this kid, Jack Jones, coming right in, making big plays.
He's playing awesome, man. I mean, I know it's just the Lions, but he's doing his job, as the Patriots like to say, and he's doing a good job. So
I mean, last week versus Green Bay, or 2 weeks ago, caused a fumble, and it got a pick six.
no out routes on him, baby. You ain't
No
allowed to
out
be
routes.
doing
Dude,
that.
I'm
Sorry,
telling you
Tyler.
right now, it's like I said last week. I really think that like as long as you are a solid player, and this is the part where I disagree with Bill Belichick during draft season because I think we turn down too many players that have that extra level of athleticism or upside because we just want solid players that we can get in later rounds. And the reason why I disagree with them is because we pass on players like a George Pickens and an Andrew Booth Jr. and I mean, we're not going to get a J.C. Horn or something like Devin Lloyd. Great fucking example. Oh my god, dude! Like, there's so many players that like the upside is there, and we pass on them because Bill knows that our system will make a player like Jack Jones into someone like that, and it's hard for me to ever get on board with that because who the fuck is Jack Jones? Who the fuck is this Tuscaloosa? I'm sorry, not Tuscaloosa. Chattanooga fucking lineman guy. But the
That's
problem
Cole
that we
Strange, boy.
all have is that, dude, hey man, our system works, bro. Our system
A
works.
lot of
J.C.
people would,
Jackson looks
yeah,
like
you're right. It
shit in
does work.
Chargers
Like
right now.
people were like, "Who the fuck is Kyle Duggar?" And he's balling, man.
Oh my
Bro,
God,
people
Kyle
were
Douglas.
saying, who the fuck is J.C. Jackson? People were
Yeah,
saying that, and then he went over to the Chargers, and now people are saying, why the fuck do we pay J.C. Jackson?
Guy can't even get on the
dude,
field, man.
he looks like shit.
And they got
Of course
cooked,
he
like pretty
does.
sure this
Of
week
course he
too.
does. You know the difference between that and a lot of people say, well, what do you mean like Stephon Gilmore still looks good? Stephon Gilmore looked good before we got him. He looked
Yeah,
great in Buffalo, bro. People forget
yeah.
about that. Buffalo was down as a team, but Stephon Gilmore was a top 10 cornerback
I
before
think
we grabbed him.
I think GM Bill does. He's consistent on corners, and he's been consistent for like pretty much his whole stay in New England. He's known for getting rid of the guy that we always fucking, always pisses us off that off season, but he always fills it back in with fucking, whether it's a guy through free agents like Stephon Gilmore or it's just a guy through the system. Like he just seems to he's consistent with corners.
And he doesn't make himself look stupid, man. A lot of these times he gets rid of these big time names, and I don't know
Right
if I see
time it
that. I
kills.
don't think I ever see them do good after that, which is crazy to me. Every time he
Well,
gets rid of these
Darrell
guys,
Revis still did pretty good after he left, but again, that was a known name. That was a
Yeah,
known
I
name.
mean, yeah.
Aqib Talib did good after he left, but a known name. Like the difference is that when Bill gives up these no name players after they made of name, he ends up getting the better side of the deal. You know what I mean? Like with a J.C. Jackson or even an Asante Samuel or
Yep.
something like that. But when it comes to a player like Revis, where we bought Revis like at the same time as we bought Moss, like he was the real deal when we got him, right? And
So,
then we kept him
Pick
for 2
Flair.
years, and then we didn't extend him. Great fucking move
Pick
by
Flair, we
Bill at
got a
that point.
comment here. Is this you? It just says Crow. Or is this like a family member of yours or something? You didn't write a comment in the chats, did you?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Well,
We
it
got
could
a.
be my wife.
Oh, all right. Well, we got a comment here.
yeah,
From it just says Crow. I don't know. I can't like see the profile picture, but it says, "Why is Kendrick Bourne not getting more attempts?" And
You know, that could be my uncle.
Uncle Crow, welcome
It
in.
could be. It could be.
We
It
got a
could be
local
anyone in the
legend here,
Crow
Uncle
family.
Crow. Anybody in the
So,
Crow family's family
hey,
to the Pretty Bad Sports podcast. Thanks for tuning in and asking a question
Father.
here. But
you know why Kendrick Bourne's not getting more targets, boys?
he's not doing it the Bill way, it seems. What do you think,
He's not
Johnny?
that fucking good. That's why. He's good, but he's not like everyone like in Patriots Nation for the last year and a half, I've heard a lot of talk about Kendrick Bourne. And in my Dynasty League especially, Cream, Cam, Turk, Howe, all these kids, we talked about Kendrick Bourne over the offseason. And I was the one kid that kind of went against it and said, dude, I still don't see him being better than Jacoby Myers. I don't see what the upside is. I saw some big plays out of him last year. But to me, Kendrick Bourne's upside is the upside of like an Emmanuel Sanders, and he's not that athletic. Like, he's good and he has explosive plays, but he doesn't have the same athletic upside as like a fucking Emmanuel Sanders, a Deshaun Jackson, or something like that. So as much as I love the guy, and again, he was my favorite signing of that year, bringing him in. I think we wasted money on Aguilar. I would have rather saved that money and then just signed Kendrick Bourne and moved on to a different player. The problem is, like, dude, like, what have we seen Kendrick Bourne do that has made us been like, wow, he's fucking special? If anything, the play
You don't
got
have any
him
receivers like that.
Well, we're tier 2 receivers over here in New England. We don't have a tier 1 guy.
Yeah, but at least like a Jacoby Myers is consistent.
Jacoby Myers
He's
is
always
starting
getting
to cook,
open.
man. He's starting to show he's our wide receiver 1,
Dude,
which is pretty sad.
He's starting to build his way up too. I mean, I hope we keep this guy around. I hope we continue to get better around him and don't rely on this guy to be our one.
In our fantasy team. I hope we don't have to drop him.
Yeah, you know it's bad when you got to drop him.
I don't even want to get into that. We'll never stop talking about that if we get into that. That would take over the show. So in Johnny's league, once you're on the IR, you're out for 5 weeks. Is that correct, John? Because that's how the IR works.
No, you can just only use the IR if you're on IR, which is a weird rule, I know.
What I mean,
so the thing is
they're
that,
stuck
like,
on IR for 5 games.
No,
now, right?
you can bring them back next week but you can pick up a player on IR. No, if they're on IR, right, they have to be on IR, which is weird. But like, we don't bowl with the rails up in my league. We don't hit with the tee. We don't, play catch with the soft glove. Like, all of those things are, those are for lesser leagues. If you want to be able to put players that are out for 1 week on your IR, don't ever try to join one of my
like
leagues.
the last boss in a video game that you got to get through, and he's just going to fucking
come
down
swinging.
Wait, I can't put a player that's not on IR on IR? What do you mean?
So, John, I want to ask you something. Just let me talk for a second. Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
So, in the NFL, you said that it's the legit IR. You said that it's very broad. You said it's very easy and simple. The IR is like, when you're on the IR, you should be on there for 5 weeks now, right? In your league?
4.
So 4 weeks. Okay. So is your guy now on the IR for 4 weeks?
My IR players are on IR, yeah.
And all right.
Brian Robinson, Elijah Mitchell were the 2 players.
So if you
on my
have
IR.
a guy that's out, that's so stupid to me that you can't fill that in.
What? What?
Yeah.
If he's not
It's
on
fantasy
injured
football.
reserve?
It's fantasy football.
But injured reserve is reserved for injured reserve.
All right.
Bill Belichick over here.
Yeah, I don't know. I disagree. All I said is I've never played in a league like that, and Johnny fucking choke slammed me all weekend.
Well, he's mad because he bowls with the gates up, dude. Like, we don't play that shit in my leagues. If you want to play in the big boy leagues, you're gonna play in the big boy leagues.
Johnny, let me ask you something. Who won the big boy league last year? Who won the big boy league last year? Say it out loud to our podcast.
Hey, Patrick goddamn Nelson came in. Actually, you know what? What was your name last year?
Fuck the IR,
what was your name
buddy.
In my league?
It's defending champ this year, buddy. That's what it is, Sonny boy. Defending champ.
That's good. That's fine.
Let's go. That's how we're closing out this segment right here. I don't care about your IR because I'm the defending champion of your league, buddy.
That's
and
great.
the only champion of your league.
We're going to bring this up. We're going to bring this up because we had a call last week. Who won the fucking matchup?
I got smoked this week. I got smoked this week. Johnny won his Super Bowl this year. Johnny won his Super Bowl. Let's hope he makes the playoffs this season.
Baby. I'm 3-2. Let's go.
I'm just like the Chiefs.
I'm just like the Chiefs.
Oh shit! This kid's scum.
Hey, listen, I don't think it's... Listen, I talked to a couple kids. I made sure that I was in line. There are some leagues that will allow you to put a player that's not on IR on
You're just
IR.
a loser. You're just a loser if you do it.
No, hey, listen, in my opinion, you are a loser. If you allow people that aren't on IR to be in an IR spot, like, how crazy is that?
Well, that's good that I'm a loser in that league because I know I'm a winner in the fucking big boy league. I know I hang with the big boys, dog. I'm a fucking champion in there, though.
Hey, you're a champion in that league too, bro, at the end of the day, so it's all good.
I am too. I do have 2 belts, so. All right, but anyways, let's get back to our Patriot talk. Where were we here?
Let's talk about the Patriots defense. Let's talk about the Patriots defense.
Okay.
I think that all of us really made the same call last week, right? That the Patriots defense need to show up and dominate in a home game against Detroit. I don't know if any of us, if we like had a gun to our head, would have said we're going to shut them out.
No,
I didn't
definitely
think
not.
so.
Well,
Dude,
Definitely
shoot
not.
on
I mean, dude, we gotta also mention, like, on the last episode, we were talking about the Lions. I mean, respectfully, they were one of the better offenses in the league. Now, quick little fluke or for real session here. I mean, are the Patriots defense for real? What's going on here?
The Patriots defense are for real.
Yeah.
I'm buying it.
I'm in as well.
I was a little bit fluky on them in the first couple weeks, but we had a tough schedule.
I'm not going to lie. I was negative on them in the beginning of this season because I don't like the way that they closed out last year. And they're making me eat my words right now because, I mean, it's obviously early in the season, but they're doing their job out there.
Can I ask you guys a serious question? Because, like, I'm actually worried for someone's family, and I've sent messages out. I've put up bulletin boards out in the streets. And even though that the Patriots defense showed up this week, I need to know, is anyone else worried about where the fuck Jabril Peppers is? Is that man still on the team?
He is on the team, but I don't know. I haven't seen him out in the field.
Is he?
Where is he?
He is active. You know what it is, dude?
Cat?
It's these fucking kids, man. These kids are stepping up and they're out playing them. I mean, I thought they would use him as like a little sneaky like linebacker.
A little rover.
Yeah.
A little
maybe we'll start seeing that.
Is he getting any reps at all? I haven't seen him, so I'm not.
He might have gotten reps, but if he is, I haven't seen anything come out of them. And I'm telling you straight up right now that I haven't looked at the numbers, but what I'm worried about is the fact that I haven't even heard his name once. I thought he was going to be a game changer for our defense, and it's why I thought our defense was going to be so fucking good this year. The thing that kind of deterred me, we looked like shit. First two games, we kind of looked like shit. And then game 3, we looked okay. Now game 4, we're looking like the defense that I thought we were going to be. The problem that I'm seeing is, like, I really thought that Jabril Peppers was going to come in and be a facilitator. Where the fuck is he?
I know. It's a good point. That's a good point, Pick Flair. I don't know. I don't really have any answer to it. Doyle, what do you think?
Could be a plus, because if he starts showing up, dude.
Or, I mean, if you think of it the way Doyle's kind of saying, too, it would be a good thing, too, if these young players that the Patriots have are just, like, outplaying them and not allowing them to get on the field. That would be a positive as well. But, I mean, obviously, as a Patriot fan, we want to see Peppers out there. We want to see him find himself a role on this defense.
I mean, he's a great guy. He's a good Patriot.
He's a leader.
Maybe Joe Judge. Maybe it's Judge.
Fuck Joe Judge.
What do you guys know about this guy? What is it, Jelani Tavai or whatever? What's good with that guy?
I mean, he's beating all these linebackers that you thought would be
finding himself a little role.
Yeah, he's a workhorse, man. Belichick loves him too.
It's one of those guys that, like, and here's the thing, right? I had a friend the other day tell me that, and I mentioned this earlier, the reason why he thinks Mac Jones won't continue is because we spent solid draft capital on Mac Jones. The reason why I don't believe in that is for what we're about to just talk about right here. We spent solid draft capital on so many fucking defensive players. What is that guy's name you just said? Like, he's about to be the guy.
I know.
Bill Belichick does not give a fuck about what our draft capital is. He does not give a fuck.
He kind of gives me
about who's playing now.
Okay.
What's the kid's name? What's the guy's name from BYU that came over from the Lions and he had a hell of a playoff run
on the Patriots?
I know who you're talking about. Fuck.
Tavai gives me that vibes.
I mean, I want to ask you guys something too. I mean, the Patriots defense was playing really well last year for a period of time. Like, do you think that this is similar to last year, what we're seeing right now, or do you think that this defense is different and they're going to be able to, go through the season with injuries, playing banged up, playing good teams? Weather's going to get really cold. Like, what do you guys think?
I think this is.
I'm going to hurt myself and chug a drink while you answer because I know my answer is going to hurt me mentally. Go ahead,
This is a great test. The big thing was is a great test this weekend coming up is run D. Our run D was terrible, especially when we played the Bills. Couldn't stop the run.
They're
I think
playing
this
a
is a
two-headed
great,
monster this
yeah,
week, Diesel.
two-headed monster this week, and I would love to see if that run defense can shut down Nick Chubb, who's probably one of the best backs right out there in the NFL.
Yeah, and then
Harley.
it's not even just Nick Chubb.
Number one.
Yeah, he kicked my ass this week. It's not even Nick Chubb. It's also fucking Kareem Hunt too. So when he gets when he's on the sidelines getting a break, you also have a whole nother versatile running back that can do a completely different job back there. So you got to play two different styles against these guys.
Listen, the problem with Nick Chubb is one thing, and that's that what you just said. Kareem Hunt is still a RB1 on so many teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
And it's the one thing that the Browns have done well, even in their entire career as an organization. They've always been able to just draft brawlers at running back. But I will tell you right now, I talk about it all the time. Nick Chubb is if you're wanting me to start a team right now and you're asking what running back I want, there are two running backs that I think, even against a stacked box, I got to shout out Tim Walsh one more time. I'm going to do this a ton, but we talked about it the other day, and I'd be remiss if I didn't fucking at least give him a little bit of a credit because we talked about this in depth. There are two running backs in the NFL that I would take against a stacked box and still give them carries, and it's Derrick Henry and Nick Chubb. There's not another one against a 7 or 8 stacked box that I would just continue to give carries to, because none of them break tackles like those two guys. None of them can still pick up speed after the broken tackle like those two guys. Nick Chubb is fucking elite, and I think that Derrick Henry doesn't have that back end guy. Hilliard's starting to kind of make that pull, but he doesn't have that back end guy in a Kareem Hunt that can not only catch the ball but still run like an RB1. That's an
run physical
backfield.
Too. It's two physical running backs coming at you.
Yep.
Amazing. It would be realistically a little bit better than what we would have seen this week if Swift was in, right? If we had both of those running backs in,
that's a good duo there.
It might be a completely different game.
That's a good duo there.
What's the problem, man?
Swift, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Reynolds, Hawkinson. It's realistically a whole different game. The problem with what we saw this week for Lions fans, you got Jared Goff at the helm. And everyone this year saw what that problem would be coming into the year. And I think that, coming into the year, just like Geno Smith, he proved a lot of people wrong, They wrote him off, but he didn't write back. Yeah, he didn't write back. But he also balled out against a bunch of teams that really didn't give him respect. I think the problem was that he balled out, and Bill Belichick, even though I know he wouldn't have given him as much respect, we just treated him like we do all these other quarterbacks that mentally can't keep up with the Bill Belichick defense. And it's why last week all of us said, dude, Bill Belichick treats bottom half of the league quarterbacks the same way. And he pisses on them every goddamn time. Unless they're a brand new quarterback, then they got a 15% chance of coming out and shocking the world, like what Mahomes did, like what Kareem Hunt did. They have to really be an elite player, though, to do that, where Jared Goff ain't that. Jared Goff been here for a while. He's basically a glorified Kirk Cousins, and we reminded him this year why he's on the Detroit Lions.
Loser.
Yeah.
Are the Patriots getting DJ Moore?
Wouldn't that make life so much better if you got a guy like that caliber? Talk about Bill Belichick.
I am hearing a lot that the Panthers are selling. You know what I mean? So
they're selling out, dude.
They're selling. They might fire their coach. So
no, they did fire their coach. He's already gone.
Oh, okay. So Rule's gone. So the coordinator's gone.
Christian McCaffrey to the Bills is a real thing right now.
Listen.
No, it's a real thing.
I don't want to hear it. I know it could be, but I just don't want to hear it.
Do you own him in a fantasy league? Because I think that would be bad for a fantasy owner.
I just don't.
I think it would be good.
I don't want to deal with CMC 2 times a year.
You don't think that he would produce more as a Buffalo Bill than he was on the Carolina Panthers?
He probably would. Just as a Pats fan, I don't want to see that, buddy.
Absolutely
it's already tough enough.
I don't think it would even be close.
They score a lot of points, man. You don't think he would get involved in that?
You're damn right. They score a lot of points. They score a lot of points without CMC right now.
Yeah, I think he would do great over there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he would be a bust by any means, but
I don't think he wants to be the only target on the team. I think he would do great with other guys around him.
So just
I
come to
think,
Patriots.
but he does have other guys around him right now, and I think he does great with the fact that they're trailing
but their
in every
he
single
does
game.
have good guys around them, but their offensive unit sucks.
Okay, but
the way they
listen
play
to this, right?
sucks.
When you were looking at a team that is passing the ball to their running back 10 to 16 times in the history of the NFL, those teams are playing from behind and balling out because they're passing to checkdowns, like Najee Harris last year, like fucking Austin
I don't think
Eckler
he
2
wants
years
to do
ago.
that anymore.
I don't think he wants to do that anymore either, which is why I think he wants to take less of a workload and go be a dominant quarterback. And he would be 100% would be perfect for him in terms of winning. But fantasy projection, like it's again, look at Najee last year.
He doesn't score on the Panthers. They don't score points.
Bro, he's almost in like a wide receiver 7 right now in Carolina on a terrible team.
I think he would score more and do better on the Bills.
That's crazy to me because Devin Singletary catches the ball a ton. But you have Stephon Diggs, you have Dawson Knox, because you have a better wide. Listen, they're going to use him. I'm just saying he's going to be better than Devin Singletary, but they have a lot of better targets at the same time. Like you think Josh Allen isn't going to run the ball? You think Singletary isn't still going to be involved? You don't think Stephon Diggs, Dawson Knox, Gabe Davis, Isaiah McKenzie, like they have a better team?
We don't need to hear about this shit.
That's what I said. Yeah,
Bill's got enough weapons. I need to hear DJ Moore the Patriots. That's what I need to hear.
DJ Moore to the Patriots. Doyle, what would he do to the Patriots as an offense if we add a guy like DJ Moore? Is that a wide receiver one that you want to see, or is he borderline? What do you think, Doyle?
He fits the Belichick system. This guy, he could line up in running back for you. We've seen it before. Yep. He ran the ball in a couple times at running back. Like this guy can line up anywhere for us.
Yep. So, I mean, the Panthers are looking to sell. I think he would be a realistic target, right? And this is where Bill could kind of. This is where he usually does pull the trigger. Is when he can get a good player at some value. This is when he seems to want to do it.
He's young too, man.
He's young, and the Panthers are selling. So I'm really hopeful as a fan that we can pull him over here because I think he would improve our offense a lot.
I don't think it's realistic because of the amount of teams that they said that are interested, and one of them that already had a, in quote, significant offer. The problem with me is that it's only been a day and there's a team with a significant offer. The Patriots MO and Bill as a GM isn't to make that significant offer early. I would love to have him as a player. His tape, if you go back, and anyone watching this, if you want to really just like have yourself a good night, go grab yourself a glass of red wine and pull up fucking DJ Moore's Maryland mixtape. It is stupid how fucking athletic that kid is. I would love him on our team, but the problem is that I think that a lot of these they said 5 teams are in the mix and one made a significant offer within 6 hours of them selling out.
As if it was that significant, why don't they fucking accept that?
Because it's been within like 6 to 8 hours. Well, that was when I saw it earlier. So now we're probably like 12 to 14 hours, right? So like they're waiting. They're going to see if they can get something better. And the fact that they released the news that they have a significant offer is them trying to buy into let's get a better offer. And DJ Moore is that type of player. Every DJ Moore hype artist on Instagram, Snapchat, fucking TikTok, all of us wanted one thing last year. We wanted him in Kansas City because he is a filthy athlete. His athletic index is skyrocket.
Haley Zappa's going to love him.
Dude, I mean, I'll be honest with you. With the teams that they mentioned, right, there's really only one team that I think that they mentioned where I think his fantasy stock goes super high, and that was the Chargers. The other teams that they mentioned were the Giants, the Bears, and the Patriots. I think that if you're a big DJ Moore fan and you're not a Patriots fan, I don't think you want him to go to the Patriots at all. As a Patriots fan, I'd love to see him here. I don't think
this is the Patriots show, baby. This ain't the fantasy football show. Get me DJ Moore over here. This is the Patriots episode 8 of the Pretty Bad Sports Podcast, and I want DJ Moore on the fucking New England Patriots wearing a red football jersey, buddy.
And I don't think this is the worst place for him. I think it's better than the Giants and the.
We need to start winning some football games over here as a Patriot fan.
Better than the Giants and the Bears, for sure. We have a better situation right now, even without our starting quarterbacks, than the Giants and the Bears. Yeah. But I still think that, like, if I'm a DJ Moore guy, I want him to go to the Chargers right now. That's scary.
You want to be coached by the GOAT?
No.
Do you want to be talked about? You want to be talked about on the Pretty Bad Sports podcast?
Yeah, we could be talked about every Tuesday on our show.
Name one wide receiver that Bill Belichick made the GOAT. There we go.
He didn't make anybody the GOAT, but Randy Moss had a GOAT year here.
Randy Moss was the GOAT when he got pulled over here, and then he retired when he left. That's it.
He wasn't the GOAT when he got here.
Randy Moss was struggling in Oakland.
The Raiders were fucking. He had some issues in Oakland.
He was there for like.
Yeah, he's a GOAT. Hey, I'm not saying that, but he did not have a good year on the Raiders when he came to the Patriots. He had a bad year.
What about Troy Brown? He's sleeping on young Troy.
Why did they trade him, John?
Who?
The Raiders. What are you laughing about?
Because he was old as fuck, and he came and played with Brady for 1 year.
Hold on, we got a comment by Rob Time. What about Troy Brown?
Troy Brown.
Oh, here we go. He's all right.
I love that. Troy fucking Brown.
He's all right.
What's wrong with Troy Brown?
We love him. We're giving him a shout out. We think he's a great New England Patriot wide receiver.
Yeah, imagine that being your great New England fucking wide receiver. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, I love Troy Brown, but like, dude, that doesn't mean that we're
3-time champion.
Ooh. As much as I love him, I don't know.
I was asking, like, I thought he literally was. No? Is he not?
He's a Patriots Hall of Famer.
Oh, okay.
No, he's not. I mean, dude, he was never, like, top of the league in anything.
He's a winner, and that's all we want.
Okay, so is Edelman a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
He's a winner.
Yeah. He's a winner. He's a Patriot Hall of Famer.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Buddy, you want to hang out with Jules. You want to be Jules.
I would love to hang out with Jules. Bang the chick that banged Jules. I'm just kidding. No, I did that.
You're a bad kid, buddy.
Sorry, honey.
Sorry, honey. All right, so Damien Harris is injured, though. That's a big thing that we do need to talk about real quick. And the only question that I have, boys, right? I know Mondre is like
Mondre Mania.
I mean, if you didn't have it, like if you were in a league that had him on waivers, you need to just stop playing in that league, or just like continue to win that league if you're a smart person. But the problem that I see, or not the problem, the question that I see, right, is Damien Harris in jeopardy of losing his job?
I think it was already getting lost.
I thought he was already in. I thought he was going to be traded by now. If we were going to be,
I think
I don't think that it's that he was bad. I think that that's just the Patriots' MO. We trade our players when they're high.
I think he's just going to finish out his contract, do his duties as a Patriot, and probably sign somewhere else for more money.
Especially if his boy's if Zappy takes over, his boy Max on the bench, he's definitely going to hate life.
Yeah.
Zippy Zappy. Did you hear the announcers over the weekend? They're all in on Zappy.
Oh yeah, they're doing their homework on Zappy. Now, what's the most recent timeline on Mac Jones? Like, what's a realistic, like, when do we expect him to really make a push to like be the starter? Because I mean, at some point, like, if I'm Mac Jones and I see Bailey Zappi playing the way he is, I probably want to get back there, right? Like,
dude, I keep hearing that every single week it's this week. I'm telling you, from the injury index and what we're seeing and the potential of surgery or what it would need to be to the 100%, like, does he want to get back? Yes, but he's still young. I don't think he comes back for 3 or 4 more weeks. Why would he?
6 to 8 weeks on that ankle injury. Now he's gonna now Zappy's gonna start looking good. Now he wants to come back sooner, buddy. I thought he say he wants 6 to 8 weeks. He didn't want to come back sooner. Wasn't there like
he didn't want to come back sooner. He wanted to get more opinions and stuff. So for him to come back
now, before he was losing his job right now, to fucking Bailey Zappi.
If he comes back, it'll be the worst decision he ever made in his fucking life. He'd be better off getting traded for a conditional 5th-round pick at the end of the offseason than he is coming back right now.
Dude.
That would be stupid, a move.
Would you take that?
None.
Would you take a 5th rounder?
No,
Bill
I
would.
think it's well. I mean, I know Bill would. Yeah, 100%.
Love
Like I was
those.
pissed off with what
Stack
we
'em.
did with the Buccaneers shit. We took a 5th-round pick for fucking a
Shaq
person that we
Mason.
drafted. Yeah, for what we grabbed him in the 2nd round, Shaq Mason. It's like
Fucking
that's our mo. That's our mo. That's why I brought this up earlier. Even though we grabbed these guys for good draft capital, it doesn't matter what we drafted them for. Bill wants what you're doing for us now.
Next
So
man up.
if I'm Mac right now and my
trying to get
ankle
out there
hurts,
because I'm desperate.
I
Fuck
feel
my
like Mac.
ankle. If
No,
I'm Mac
no,
Jones,
fuck,
I'm fucking terrified.
I'll
absolutely,
go out
absolutely
there
not.
on one
Absolutely
Why
fucking
are you
not.
not terrified of Bailey Zappi?
I'm not terrified of Bailey Zappi. I'm terrified of going out there and fucking up my ankle more. I know exactly what
All
I'm
right,
saying in
well,
the
then
mirror
you
right
lost
now.
your
Sounds
job.
like a loser either way to me.
Sounds like you're
Don't
losing a job to Zippy Zappy.
oh,
Did
you're gonna
I
lose your
ever
job
say
to
Mac
Zippy
Jones
Zappy?
was a winner? I'd rather lose my Jones to Bailey Zappi and be a backup on the Raiders next
Hold
year
on,
than I
hold
would
on,
come
hold
out here
on.
and get injured again.
Pause the segment. We got the boss lady talking, Mrs. Morgan Doyle. She says that Mac will be back week 8 against the New York Jets, is her prediction.
Yeah, bullshit.
How much are we gonna lose by?
Morgan, I love that. Thanks for commenting.
How much we're gonna lose by?
Who gave her that?
The Jets are
How'd you
scary
get on
this
that?
year, but
Buddy,
this is a
the
Patriots
Jets-
episode. If
the
you want to
Jets
hear
are
our thoughts
legit.
on the Jets, then you better tune in this Thursday night. We're
This
going to be
Thursday,
talking
I'm
about all the
fired up about
NFL
the
teams this Thursday, so a little teaser for you guys.
All off season, I said that the Patriots were going to be fighting for 3rd place. Where
Yeah,
we at?
John, you definitely did say that. I'll give you some credit there.
Mac Jones back.
Those
the
Jets
8th.
look like they are going to be fighting for 1st or 2nd place right now.
I think
The Tua affects that, but at the same time, it just goes back to kind of reinforce what I said. When you have an off season as good as what the Jets just fucking had, it's very hard to be in last place. You have a lot of young talent that is showing up right now, and it's paying off.
Brees Hall.
Dude, Brees Hall, Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner. You don't have to say much else other than that. You want to talk about their rookies last?
Second year.
That dude,
You
their
don't like-
rookies last year.
I'll tell you what. Dalton Keene. Asi.
Yeah, watch out, Patriots stud double tight ends coming back.
Asi got fucking cut, buddy.
I call him Shaquille Harry. Yeah, no shit. I'm talking about how horrible our picks are, buddy. What do you think? I'm making a pitch that Dalton Keene's going to be the next guy? No. The only 3rd string pick that I'm on early is Bailey Zappi. Do your homework. Done.
What did you just say? Say his name again?
Bailey Zappi.
Don't worry.
Inject that into my veins, buddy.
Doyle, buddy. Doyle was very angry when I was in on Bailey Zappi, and now he loves him. I'm loving that, Diesel. Come on.
You know why that is?
I know what it is. Diesel wants to see some competition in the quarterback room. I don't think Doyle cares who it is, but he wants to see some urgency out there.
I don't hate that.
Patriots got a fucking
I agree. I want to see 2 guys fighting for the job.
Bro, I'd love to see Bailey Zappi and Mac Jones fighting for it for the rest of the year. The thing that I would hate, I would just hate I would hate to see Bailey Zappi perform again next week, because I don't think Mac Jones realistically will be back. If he is, I think it's a stupid move on his part.
Well, according to Morgan Doyle, Mac Jones will be back week 8 against the Jets.
He's our official source.
Hey, listen. So let's see this. Right?
Source.
Here is what matters: how Bailey Zappi performs until week 8. And if it's week 8 that he comes back, if Bailey Zappi is like pissing down his leg in the next 2 games, then I get it. We give him some time to fucking come back. I don't see that happening.
Buddy,
I see him being as good as
care. He doesn't. Bailey Zappi's not afraid of anything.
Buddy, I don't know what's going on, but you got to lose the Chiefs fucking shirt, buddy. You got.
It's a Patriots episode, and you came in here in a fucking Chiefs shirt.
You know why?
It's me, Kermit.
Because I'm sick of Tom Brady.
Why are you gonna make a TikTok with Mahomes' brother?
Yeah.
No, you know what? I saw a full family-orientated pregame from Mahomes this week, and he went up and kissed his fam and said, "Love you, love you, love you, love you" 5 times. And you know who isn't a family-orientated man anymore? Thomas fucking Fraud Brady. I'm sick of him. And
not my quarterback.
The GOAT of all time.
Hey, not my fucking quarterback.
Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, neither is Brady, bud. Mahomes is the GOAT. Mahomes is going to be the GOAT. I think he's going to overtake all of it. He looked amazing. He has that fire in him. He's a family-oriented man, whether his family shit or not. I'm just on the train of Mahomes, and I won this in a fantasy matchup, so I'm always gonna rock it when Mahomes has a good week. But if Tom Brady was still a Patriot, it would be different. I gotta support my guy, bro. He's a baller over there. Mahomes looks amazing.
Okay.
So does Bailey Zappi.
Bailey Zappi looks amazing.
He don't look like Mahomes, but he looks great. Hey, if we could trade Bailey Zappi for Mahomes right now, would you guys do it?
Nope.
No.
That's stupid.
Why would I do that?
I can't have Kermit the Frog.
Chiefs are pretty bad, Morgan said.
Inside source, Morgan Doyle.
She's being sarcastic, bro. You gotta understand if you're gonna be a co-host, you need to understand the pretty bad lingo. You know.
I do. I was just gonna say the Chiefs are pretty bad, just like this podcast is pretty bad. We're pretty fucking bad. We're pretty bad.
Let's go.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, come on. Let's get a quick cheers to the boys here for episode number 8. Can we hold them up here? Diesel.
Yeah, I've never drank these Jack Daniels drinks. Shout out to Jack Daniels. I'm trying it one time tonight. We're gonna try it one time for the one time, and the one time is Patrick fucking Mahomes.
Dude, this guy loves Mahomes.
Put my drink down after that.
Dude, I'm sorry. As a football player, I love Mahomes. Let's go.
So, fellas, I mean, we're nearing in on an hour here. Do we have any any last takes on the New England Patriots before we?
Fuck that Kermit the Frog guy.
Before we break huddle before Thursday's NFL episode?
Jack Jones, rookie defensive player of the year.
Do you think so?
Shout out the defense. Shout out the defense for one. I think that the one thing that I expected this year out of us to be, and I said it last week, right? Every one of our Super Bowl teams was carried by a defense and a quarterback that could manage games. We saw Bailey Zappi manage a fucking game last week. We really did.
Can we go for two? Two more? Another game?
And John, we see our defense balling as well.
Balling without even the players that we need to ball. So we talked about Jabril Peppers. I'm just going to bring this up real quick.
We just added Jamie Collins.
Jamie Collins.
I didn't see him do anything last week. Did he
play last week?
No,
I don't even think he played.
He dressed, but I think he's got to get back into
Jabril Peppers, Jamie Collins. We have players that.
Do we expect anything out of Jamie Collins?
I think he comes alive. Yes.
Yeah, you know what we expect
him. He's a system guy.
He's always going to give it that. Yeah, I'll come back to the Patriots contract.
Did we expect much out of Van Noy some years?
There's our guy. This is the guy I was trying to talk about earlier.
Does his job. Jamie Collins is going to come in, do his job, and make some plays.
Dude, Van Noy, it all comes down to coming alive at the right time, right? Shout out Big Sean. He had a fucking verse that said, "I come alive in the night on some Bruce Wayne shit." On some Bruce Wayne shit. As long as you coming alive at the right time, like a Jamie Collins, like a Chase Winovich,
or like
a fucking Mike Vrabel.
Patrick Ewing in the paint.
It ain't Patrick Nelson in the paint, that's for sure.
Yeah, all right.
So, as long as Jamie Collins comes in, takes a couple weeks, and makes up for it, like, dude, I can see him having like a pick six and like a wild card game or something.
I know, right?
I love him.
And then he does his little his celebration where he just, what does he do? He rubs his belly or whatever. He's always had that's what it is. He's got the same celebration. I love it.
He's a savage, dude. And what I'm going to say, and my closing thoughts is just shout out for Bill for continuing to prove to me that he can shit on bad quarterbacks. I think that goes a long way in kind of upping my confidence. We'll talk about this in our picks later this week, but upping my confidence against teams like the Bears that we have coming up. I'm very fucking pumped that Bill can still do that and that our defense is still holding up. And then shout out Bailey Zappi, man, just for managing the game. If he doesn't get to play, whatever, dude. I'm not super down on Mac Jones. I hope he does well.
There's no way Mac's playing yet.
No, I don't think there's a single chance Mac is
playing.
Balloon. We want Zappy. All right, Diesel, you got any last takes, or what do you think for our Thursday episode?
Fuck Patty Mahomes.
Yeah, I agree with that. Do we want to pick do we pick? Dude, get this guy off the camera. That's enough of this fucking guy. End the episode. End the episode.
And Mahomes.
End the episode. We're done here. This fucking guy.